Hello, everybody. I'm Coach JP. I know a lot of you, but there's still a lot of new faces on that screen right there. And I want to say thank you for joining tonight for our annual kickoff, or as I tried to dub it, the face-off meeting. I was trying to come up with a cool way to call it the draw meeting too, right? Because the girls do a draw and not a face-off. So for all those new parents, there's a lot of different terminology out there as well that you have to kind of learn and bear with us as we go through some of that stuff. So, all right, let's jump right into the slide deck. So first off, how about a quick wave to all your teammates out there? Just say hi. If you got your camera on, you could just wave. You don't have to turn your camera. You don't have to unmute yourself, but just give a wave. Let everybody know you're out there. I hope everybody's excited for a new season of lacrosse. And again, welcome to our season kickoff meeting. And when I say welcome, I'm welcoming not only our Norwich family, but also the Montville family. We have a lot of new faces with us this year. There was a lot of players that are coming from Montville, and I wanted to welcome them with open arms to join us this year. A couple of their teams just didn't quite get the amount of people they were hoping for, and so instead of them not getting a chance to play, well, they joined us. So now at least they have this season to be able to play and learn with us, and for us to make new friends across, whether it's on the parent side and also our teammates going forward. So to introduce the board to you, obviously most of you have seen the countless emails that I've been sending out. If it's not coming from me, it's probably coming from Heather. But I'm the president, JP Emanuel. The VP is Daryl Birchman, Secretary Crystal Sarika. I hope I said it right. I always screw up your last name. I apologize, Crystal. Treasurer Heather Beraldi, Registrar Nick Savoy, Fundraising Coordinator Liz Lowe, Uniform Coordinator is open right now. Referee and official, same title or same person, right? Just different ways to say it. Kate Gata, and then Equipment Manager is Shane Dupuis. So the coaches who you hopefully have seen some emails from, I won't read everybody's name right now, but U14 boys, those are your coaches. U12 boys, red. U12 boys, white. This is the first time in a long time since before COVID that we've actually had two teams at the same age group. And then U8, U10, you guys are combined with Coach Chris. A lot of you guys remember Coach Chris and Coach Chester from last year. U14 girls, U12 girls, and U8, U10 girls. All right. So I have to there's the obligatory slides there that I have to put out there because we are an organization run by volunteers, and I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't ask for your help at some point. So we are a board of volunteers. We are coaches that are all volunteers. We do this for all those kids out there who are watching. We do need help. We always need help. We're always encouraging to help out. It's a fun sport. It really is. Even if you don't know anything about the sport, there's always so much to learn. You can ask pretty much 85% of our board has never played before, and that's okay. But it's fun. It's a fun sport to learn. But now's the time to get involved right at the beginning of the season. You can learn with us as we go. So board meetings is our Wednesday nights, first Wednesday of every month, 8 o'clock. Try to stick to an hour. We don't want to be super long. I try not to be long-winded. Heather will yell at me and cut me off if I start talking too much. Well, again, we do have the uniform coordinator position open, and there are some future positions because right now I've been with the program now for about 8 years, and my son is an 8th grader and he's getting ready to graduate. And so my time is almost up with the program, and so is the vice president, Daryl. His son is an 8th grader, and the fundraising coordinator is our goalie, and he's also getting ready to promote to high school as well. So if anybody's interested in joining, definitely take advantage of that right now. So communications, again, like I said, I send out a lot of emails. The things that I like to put out is pretty much anything going on with the club. And I find that email is the best way, through our Facebook page, which you've been seeing a lot lately with Heather's posts and stuff like that. But any official board meeting, any official board or team communications should be coming through an email. Please make sure that not only do you have your personal account, but also have in your child's account the email address that you want things to be sent to. Now, if you want to send it to more than one email address to make sure that it's going through, just put a colon between the two, and you can separate those out. So like you can see in that one there with the arrow that I have NYLA president, which is the email address I'm using for this right now. You can put colon and then your another email address as well. But make sure not only do you have it, but your child has it, just in case, because I get every once in a while like, hey, I didn't get that email. And I go in and I just make sure that that person has that email address linked in there as well. Once you leave the program and you don't want to receive our emails anymore, you don't have to delete your account. There's a checkbox just below that you can check and say, hey, I've done my time. I don't need any more youth program emails. And you can check that box as well. Other than the email stuff, so for a lot of the parents on here right now, you probably are following us on Facebook. However, if you're not, please go and like the Facebook page. Go share the Facebook page and make posts to the Facebook page. Heather's been doing a great job with adding stuff to the Facebook page, but you know it's a community, right? So you are allowed to go in there and add pictures of the kids on practicing wall ball or going to a game, and you're going to a PLL game right this summer. There's a lot of professional lacrosse league games, or maybe it's a box lacrosse game. Take pictures and share them with the club. um, you can join our Facebook group. So we have our business page, our nonprofit business page, but we also have our group where we kind of keep it a little bit more secure. It's a private page, so that way we don't just get inundated with random people trying to join, trying to sell us stuff. And that's the probably the better of the two groups to join. But like the group and then join the actual, or like the page and then join the group. And then you can also follow. I know a lot of the newer parents or younger parents. I know I barely even go on Facebook anymore. I'm on Instagram most of the time. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not on TikTok. So for all you TikTok fans, maybe one of you want to join and help us create a TikTok page for Norwich Youth Lax. That'd be awesome. But we don't have a TikTok yet, so, or Snapchat. Any emails, like I said, will be sent directly through the NYLA's page. Our schedules and rosters are already up on the NYLA page. The schedules are constantly being tweaked and cleaned up, but you can start to see your schedules being populated as you go. And then the last way that I did this last year and I thought it worked pretty well, but we use the Remind app for quick reference, right? Because you can set it up to get notifications right to your phone really quick, whether there's a practice that's been canceled or a game has been moved or something like that. A lot of times you might not think to check your email right away. So in addition to those two ways of communicating, if you want to use Remind app, I know there's a lot of teachers that are on this call as well. You can always join this as well. I like it. It's really quick. And if you have a question, you can always ask that real quick and it will come back to us. And we'll try to answer that really quick through just a quick chat text message. But it's at Norwich Lax. So if you're unfamiliar with it, let me see if I can take that link and I'll add it to the chat here in a little bit. But again, it's at Norwich Lax, is where we are in Remind app. Your coaches should be sending out a welcome email. If you haven't already received one, please let us know and we will make sure we get on those coaches. I'm pretty sure almost every coach, I think every coach has sent one out to make sure that, hey, welcome to the team. This is what we're doing. This is where we're practicing. Practice changes, game changes, other important information that you should be aware of as we go through the season. For those of you who know somebody who might be interested in playing, our registrations are closed as of right now, but in the future, we do offer financial assistance, not just for this, but for other programs like our summer camp, or maybe not the summer camp, but any type of summer clinic that we run, our fall winter program, things like that. We do offer stuff. There is a Google form that we ask you to fill out just so we can keep track of who is getting it and who's got what. And then there's also this program called Every Kid Sports. That you can, it's a separate nonprofit that will help you get funds for registering, not just for lacrosse, but for basketball and football and whatever other sport. So look up Every Kid Sport. It's really cool that they do this for all different kinds of registrations, just trying to keep kids active across the board. Equipment loan as well. So we do have loaner equipment. The one thing about this is that it does require a form to be filled out, and we typically require a deposit for that form. We give you that. If you give us a check, we'll give you that check back at the end of the season or upon returning all that equipment to us. And this is on a first come, first serve basis. So once we run out of equipment, we run out. And you can kind of see that picture in the background there. That is all the gear that we actually got a grant last year, and we got 10 new sets of all boys gear and 10 new sets of all girls gear going forward. So the only things that are not included in that is mouth guards, protective cups, and water bottles and cleats. I should have put cleats on there too. But for the most part, all the boys, the specialty equipment that you need, or the girls with your goggles and your stick, that's the stuff that you need. And then gear can be returned. June 30th is the last day of our official last day of our season this year. So please reach out to your coach, give it to your coach, or reach out to myself, and we will get it back from you and get it back to the Connex box. If you don't have gear yet, one, you can reach out. We still have a couple sets of mainly for the little guys. We have sets of gear, but if you need gear, these are the required pieces of gear for the boys game and the girls game. Gloves, chest protector, stick, protective cup, mouth guard, like I said, for both of them, and then helmet and elbow pads. Goggles, stick, and mouth guard for the girl side. Unless you're a goalie for the girl side, you also need a helmet, a chest protector, a different type of chest protector than the standard one you see there, and goalie gloves. If you grabbed gear or you have loaner gear from somebody else who used to play, you have to make sure that that chest protector has this logo on it. This is a standard that is required by law now, but it's a USA Lacrosse standard. It's just a better protection for rhythm, for your heart, to protect your heart. So make sure that that little has a tag somewhere like down underneath, or it has it stamped with that little logo on it. And one thing I do ask, if you can please make sure you don't buy a red or a white mouth guard. The referees will stop the game if they see red or white, because they think maybe you have blood in your mouth or you have no mouth guard in at all, and you're just smiling away when you might have one, and then that might ruin the play, whatever else. But so pick purple, gold, yellow, whatever it is that you want. If you have one from football or something else you do, great. Just try not to use red or white. And again, water bottles are required part of the gear. We take a lot of water breaks, and they go through it pretty quick, especially towards the end of the season when it starts to get really hot in those tournaments where you're there all day. I put this out the other day on our Facebook page. I did create see if I can copy this little, I can't do it from here. I did create this little link here that is just stuff that I've learned from over the year. I wish I could scroll. This is just a screenshot, but it's a lot of useful things that not just for the kids, but maybe a chair, a comfortable chair for you as a parent, or the wagon if you get to the tournament stuff. My son does club, my older two do club, and so when you're parking almost a mile away and you're humping this stuff in your car and your wagon and your cooler, out to the field, that wagon can really come into and play. So anyway, that's some useful stuff that I thought of over the years that I found to be quite useful. You've all seen this one. I hope you've all seen this. This was our shooter shirt that we just did a sale on through Powell Lacrosse. If you don't know who Powell Lacrosse is, they are some of the most famous lacrosse players to ever play the game. Three brothers, and that this company that we order our uniform from is actually their company. So we're kind of going through this cycle here, right? We're giving back to the community that actually helped grow the sport in our area as well. And for all of you who are interested in trying to figure out what our uniforms were, we didn't post it anywhere. We've been trying to keep it a little bit of a secret. So this is what the new uniforms are going to look like. And so you're going to have the black shooter shirt underneath. If you didn't get a black shooter shirt, that's okay. You can always just wear a black t-shirt underneath. But this is what the boys and the girls uniforms will look like. If you have an older uniform and you're willing to share it, we do get players from time to time who might join us later on in the season, and we don't have time to, or we didn't get a chance to get them a new one. That's okay. We'll get them and let them use a loaner jersey, something like this for now. So if you're one of the older, or you have an older brother or sister who just graduated out of the program and promoted out to go play high school, if you want to, if you can let Daryl know, we can maybe get that, or give it to your coach, He'll get it to us. We like to keep a couple of them on hand so that way we can give them to new kids that want to try the sport, but join the team late or whatever it is. Right. Swag, right? We all love to cheer on our kids and everything else. And if you're looking for any type of additional gear, we do have a squad locker. I will get the link for you. I'll send all the links for this in an email. I was going to try to put them in the chat here so we can cap them all, but I can't grab it from the screen right now. But if you're looking to get your own shirt,
this one. Yep, you can link this one directly from our NYLA page. It's right across the top.
It is in the NYLA page. Yep, you're right. It says gear store. I think it says on the NYLA page. But there's all different shirts and hats and beanies and the headband for girls, right? That you maybe to help keep your hair back out of your face when you're running, anything like that. There's actually pajama pants on there now. Somebody added. I thought that was kind of cool, and jackets. So take a look. Pretty cool stuff, and it just has our logo on it. All right, so when do we start, right? The big date. When do we actually start the season? April 3rd is the official start date for the season. So that's next Monday is when we actually start. We are finally approved. We got our permits to approve to start using the field. Now, I will say, and I put this in quotations, that depends on the weather. The fields are still wet from the winter. We had rain yesterday and most of the day today. We try to avoid, I don't want to destroy the fields. We only have so many fields to play on, and with all of our cleats, and this is a fast-paced, for the boys, it could be a rougher sport, right? So I don't want to destroy the fields and ruin all the grass we have. It usually dries out pretty quick, but if we get a huge torrential downpour at some point in the beginning of the season, we'll probably postpone practice or do something like that. If you don't know where we practice, the fields that we use, the mini fields, so this is Olet Park on the left that we see here. So you actually enter down off Old Canterbury Turnpike and you come in, there's a softball field and there's the main field here, right? And there's a parking lot. And then you keep driving for those U8, U10 parents. You're going to go and there's a little traffic loop back in here. And this is the area that you're going to be practicing. There's actually 2 fields here. And Coach Chris and Coach Jenny are going to be sharing there's 2 mini fields there that you guys will be sharing. And so that's where your games and your practices will be back in that area. So it's the same for you guys all the time. Now, for a couple of our teams, our U14 girls, for example, are you 12 boys, for example? There is also, because we are co-oping, essentially having Montville join Norwich Youth Lacrosse this year, we do have access to utilize Camp Oakdale. So there are some practice. So U12 for sure, they are all going to be practicing at Camp Oakdale in Montville, and our U14 girls, they'll also be practicing at Camp Oakdale. Now, we might actually throw a couple extra practices and games over there too, because, we don't want to just have all of them come over here all the time. Maybe we can just show some support for the Montville folks as well, and maybe do a game over there, a couple practices over there as well, again, to make it more of a welcoming environment. Practices. So for the boys, I'll just throw these out here. I don't know why I set it up like that, but your coaches will dictate exactly when your practices are. This is just what I put on here because I thought this is what everybody's doing. I know for my team, the U14 boys for sure, we are definitely Monday, Wednesday, Friday at Olet Main Field. I know Coach Chris Brown is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the mini fields. Coach Jenny is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at the mini fields. There's going to be a lot of kids at that backfield there running around, herding the cats, as I like to say. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you pay attention. But you can see here, quick view of where and when practices are going to happen. But again, please reach out to your coach if you don't know for sure. They will also make sure that it's on the NYLA schedule to put their games and, well, they don't put their games in, but their practices into that schedule, so everybody can get reminders and all that stuff. I got to put this out because it is what it is. But as of today, in Norwich, masks are not required. Coaches will check with the other teams. We had last year one team that refused to have a game unless we were wearing masks. And so, and then we also have there's a protocol that if we have anybody who shows symptoms, please stay home, blah, blah, blah. I hope this doesn't happen again, but I have to do my due diligence and share this information with you so everybody's aware of what's going on with COVID. Picture day. It's always a fun day. So individual and team pictures will be taken on our family day. So picture day is family day. And if you don't know what family day is, we're going to talk about that in just a second. All players, please, for that day, I know normally our home games are going to be white, so we'll just take our pictures in red because it looks kind of cool with the red uniforms on. And then for the Montville folks, they're actually going to join us. The teams that are going to get the U12 boys or the U12 girls and the U10 boys from Montville, they're going to also join us for pictures. So there's going to be a lot of people everywhere for that day, but you can wear your colors and be proud of the town you're from. Order the uniforms. I mean, not the uniforms. The order forms for pictures are going to be all online. You can also do it day of. And the best part about this is that the pictures are mailed to you directly. So you don't have to reach out to your coach in September and go, hey, I never got my pictures. We can get the lady who runs it's her business. She will reach out. She'll set it all up. So we don't have to even touch it. And it just helps the club out a lot more. The fact that she does it all for us. And it's awesome. So I talked about picture day and that we're going to do our pictures on family day. Well, what is family day for those of you who don't know what it is? Well, June 10th, mark your calendars down. June 10th is an all-day event that we do. We have our picture day, like I said, our opening ceremony. We get the Young Marines color guard from a little further north than Norwich. They come down and they do a little opening ceremony with us, the national anthem and a welcome message. I guess I have to do the welcome message this year. Last year's president, he did it. And then every team, including the two Montville teams, will also have a home game at Olette Park. So whether your home game is in the mini field in the back or at the front field, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to set up some more fun things to do, including a fastest shot competition for the boys, the girls, maybe a high school student, and even adults. If you want to just try to throw, and we have a little radar gun, we can set that up. I was going to try to set up a parent-player relay race if we can, if we have enough time. I'm trying to make this a little bit more of an all-day thing. You don't just show up for your game and just disappear, right? Kind of stick around, cheer the other teams on, watch how the older kids play if you want, if you're the younger teams. And we have a couple food trucks. Last year we had pizza and an ice cream guy. And then this year we have a couple different, we have a hot dog. He has hot dogs, kielbasa, sausage, and meatball grinders. And then there's the Pika food truck, which does like, what is it, pitas, I think, Daryl, right? Pitas and
mac and cheese. They have a bunch of different things.
Okay, cool. They got a whole bunch of stuff. And then Wistopia for you coffee snobs out there. It's a coffee truck and they do all different kinds of cool treats and cupcakes and stuff like that too. We're also going to do basket raffles. We have tables. And then I threw this in there last year. We didn't get a chance to do it, but I always think it would be really cool. Maybe we can get coach after your game to get up on the thing and you guys can try to not throw lacrosse balls at it, but maybe some type of ball and dunk your coach in the tank. For this, of course, we always ask if you can help out. We need volunteers for this. This isn't just, there's only a minimal amount of people that are helping right now with, the tents and the tables we have and, doing the raffles and everything else. It's a lot of work. And we did a great job last year. I thank everybody who did help out last year. But it takes a whole village to do it. So please think about helping out. Now, fundraising. What else are we doing with fundraising besides the basket raffle that day? We're going to do, and Heather can probably talk to this. I don't see her face on the other screen over here. But we did popcorn last year. This year, we're going to do beef jerky meat sticks. And it's coming soon. I don't know when exactly off the top of my head, but it's going to be, keep an eye on your emails for setting up. I think most of it's online, stuff like that.
Nope. Actually, most of it's going to be pre-orders, and the packets are going to be going out to coaches this weekend so that we can start next week. So details are coming. We might set up a Zoom if anybody wants more information directly. I wanted to bring them along to show you, but I forgot them because we're at hockey practice.
That's why I got a picture of it from their website. I'm scared to try this one right here.
$1.50 a meat stick. Yeah. They're $1.50 a meat stick that we sell them for. We make 75 cents on each one. You can order as little or as many as you want. If they order online for us, though, they have to buy a full bag of them, which is a little bit more. So this way, if somebody doesn't have a lot of money, they can spend $3 and they're still helping us out. So
that ghost fire one looks scary. I don't know if I'd want to try that one. I still have, we did this last year and it was a huge hit. I'm going to try to save at least one of them for the family day. I know we had a couple kids who were really dying to get one, but you know, one kid was super upset. But we have a couple sticks that these are actually from, if you remember the Black Wolves when they were here, these came from the Black Wolves, all this gear here. So I took it and I dyed them up, I strung them up, and we're going to raffle them away. So the way this will work, we'll talk about this more and I'll send out some information. It's going to be $20 a ticket, but only 20 tickets for a maximum sold. So you have a 1 out of 20 chance of winning it. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to max it out so that it's a better chance to actually win the stick. And I have 4 of those. We'll probably do 3 kind of online and then 1 for the family day and be done. And we'll go from there. So if you're interested in trying to win that one, I have a tie-dye looking one, or they call it sherbet. It's kind of like pink and yellows and stuff on it. And I have one that actually has Montville colors on it too. And then the family day basket, I already talked about that. And then you probably received an email about this already, another email, because that's all we ever do is send emails, it feels like, around here. On Friday night, this Friday night, 4 to 8 p.m. at the Lisbon Landing Panera Bread. There's not many Panera Breads around here. I guess the other one is Waterford, maybe. But the one that's in Lisbon Landing, 4 to 8 p.m. only. If you recognize, I think we'll bring some flyers down there, but you tell them that you're there for Norwich Youth Lacrosse. And right now, I looked at the RSVP, the Evite that I sent out for everything, and we've got about 75 people going right now, or 65 people going right now. So it'll be cool. And we already told them that we have guesstimate about 100 people showing up. So I hope they have an extra 2 or 3 people on staff that night to help us out. But it should be cool.
So we
Come
can't
help
bring
support
flyers.
Norwich Youth Lacrosse. What's up?
We can't bring flyers, but if you show them the digital flyer from any one of our ads that we've been showing you guys to remind you to get it on your calendar, please, 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 because we get 20% of the sales for this. If you show them that flyer, it qualifies. Awesome. You don't have to have the physical one.
Thank you, Heather. And the whole reason behind all this, why are we doing all this fundraising? One, because it takes a lot of money to run this program, ordering balls and new gear and paint and everything else we need in the refs, all the registrations for tournaments and stuff. But ultimately, what we really want to do is be able to get a storage unit, a better one that we can actually place at Olette Park. That's one of our goals, to be able to store all of our gear and have a home rather than storing some stuff here, some stuff over there, and put all of our stuff in one spot. I do recommend, as we go through this season here, coaches, I know coaches are on here too. If you want to volunteer, I recommend it. Even if you're not ready to help out in a full capacity, help out as a team parent if you can. Kind of be there to help take the lead on the team basket. If you know that kind of stuff, if you've done that, like the beach basket or the movie night basket or whatever it may be. You know, if you have ideas for that kind of stuff, but then also share your pictures with us and put them on social media, tag Norwich Youth Lacrosse and everything. We love to see that stuff. We love to see the kids out in the field, playing or practicing and everything else. And we'll also give you, I did it last year. I made a roster of all the players, you know, especially, well, even the girls side too. They got their goggles on. And if you don't, who's number 62? I don't know. Who's number 89? I don't know who that is. Right. So I make a little sheet, like a little cheat sheet for the parents. So that way you can kind of go, oh, that's who that is. Oh, that's who that is. Just another thing that I've learned over the years to help out. And then we have our NYLA NFA or NFA NYLA home games, our walk-on days, where we actually go and we go to a game instead of practice, instead of a game that day. We told all the coaches we're not doing games those 2 days. All the boys will go to the boys game. All the girls will go to the girls game. And they will be in like the tunnel right here. So both the games that they're doing are their senior nights too. So you'll be standing on the field, kind of like in that tunnel right there for the seniors as they come on the field for their last home game of the season. And last year NFA, they gave out those little, who said it? Somebody told me they're the line bags or something like that, or something like that. They had a whole bunch of them they handed out. Hopefully we get something like that again. The girls game, mark your calendars, is May 9th, and the boys game is May 18th. And surprisingly enough, both games will be played against Montville. So for those Montville players, I know you're at NFA, but you can always come and bring your orange too. And you can, when we go up in the stands, you can go ahead and support your own team as well. So your own high school as well. So I think it'll be cool to have all of our players, including all our Montville friends here, to be able to go there and support your team. Tournaments. We have a whole bunch of tournaments, and their list is endless on how many tournaments. There's only so many we can do every year. The big one we do every year is the Colchester tournament. It's called the Graham Chapman something or other now. If anybody saw the news a couple years ago, there were two college players who played in Colchester that passed away in a car accident, and so they dedicate this tournament to them. Last year it was huge. That is May 13th. Most of our teams will be there. I think one team already told me that the coach can't make it, but we'll see if we can figure something out. The Cheshire Lax Fest is a really good one. Coach Chris wants to take all the U8, U10 boys there. Groton's Falcon Fest, they do a really good job. Our U8, U10 girls will go to that one. And then the Connie tournament for the older kids as well on June 3rd and June 4th. We also offer an NFA lacrosse summer camp. So there's a 1-week camp that we do, and these are the dates of that. So if you're interested in that, I think I've already sent some information out, but it is June 26th through June 26th through June 30th in the mornings. It's a great way to keep playing through the summer. The NFA coaches, it's open to grades 3 through 8. I think you got to talk to Daryl. Maybe if there's a second grader or two, I don't know yet. That maybe not. Might be an insurance thing. Full gear is required for boys and girls, and the NFA high school coaches and some of the players from both the boys and the girls team will actually be the ones on the field helping to coach and lead the players on what they're doing. It's a really great session. They did a really good job last year with it, on the turf. It was a little hot on the turf, but that's where we bring your water bottle, right? Make sure we have our water bottle and our sunscreen at that time of year. All right. I threw this in here because we have a lot of new parents who have never played before, and these come from USA Lacrosse. So not only did you have to go on there, I know everybody on this call, I'm looking over here at all your faces, you've all gone onto this page to create your US Lacrosse membership to get that ID to register with Norwich Youth Lacrosse. But there's actually a lot of other useful information on that website as well. If you don't know some of the terms that you need for that we use in lacrosse, such as the crease, right? Oh, I went the wrong way. Or what the box is, or what X is. Those are all terms that you may hear us say on the sideline and go, what the heck is they talking about, right? So that's boys, and then there's also women's, where there's different terminology that they use as well. Like we call it the crease for boys, but they call it the goal circle for girls. It's the same circle. They just have different terminology for it. If you're interested in helping us out, especially as a coach, we do recommend that in your profile, you do fill out the background check as well. So with that said, it's time. It's the last weekend before we start our season. So make sure you're getting outside, start practicing, work on those ground balls. That's always a big game, especially for your younger kids. Ground balls win games. Ground balls win games. You'll probably hear Coach Chris, Coach Jenny, Coach Steph. They'll all be saying stuff. Ground balls win games. You get those balls and you're going to be able to pick it up, throw the ball around, and score goals. Have a pass. Parents, if you don't have your own lacrosse stick, it's okay. Break out a baseball glove and have them pass to you with a baseball glove. That's always another way to do it. And then run. If you can, try to time yourself. Have mom or dad time you around the house. How many times can you run around the house, right? And see how many times you can go in like a minute or something like that. Because there's a lot of running in lacrosse as well. All right. Who's ready to go and hang out and talk to your coach? I have our breakout rooms set up. I am going to turn on the breakout rooms. And Daryl, if you want to jump into the U14 group real quick while I stay here and make sure everybody gets into the proper group, and we will go from there. So let me turn these on. And make sure you pick the right room so you can go into, it should be available so everybody can get into the rooms. Let me know if you can't get in. Oh, looks like everybody's popping out now. Let's see.